Good day, class. Welcome to our life and career skills subject. For today's lesson, we will begin quarter 2, which focuses on life skills toward social competence. Our topic is understanding the nature and dynamics of social relationships. In this lesson, we will talk about how people connect, communicate, influence, and interact with one another. As grade A students, you are already part of many social groups such as your family, friends, classmates, school community, and even online communities. So today, let us understand how these relationships affect our behavior, decisions, and personal growth. Before we start, let us look at our learning objectives. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to define social relationships, explain social influence, social perception, and social interaction, differentiate cooperation, accommodation, competition, and conflict, and understand intergenerational and intergroup relationships. These objectives will help us see that relationships are not just about having friends. And social relationships also shape how we think, how we act, and how we work with other people in different situations. Social relationships are the connections and interactions that people develop with one another. These may happen at home, in school, in the community, or even online. For example, your relationship with your parents is different from your relationship with your classmates. Your relationship with your teachers is also different from your relationship with your friends. But all of these relationships influence your thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and decisions. That is why understanding social relationships is important. It helps us become more aware of how we treat others and how others affect us. Social influence refers to the way other people affect our attitudes, behaviors, beliefs, and decisions. Sometimes this influence can be positive. For example, a friend encourages you to study harder or join a meaningful school activity. But sometimes social influence can also be negative, such as peer pressure or copying unhealthy behavior just to fit in. Social influence can come from parents, teachers, friends, classmates, social media, or community leaders. The important question is this: are we being influenced in a way that helps us grow or in a way that harms us? Let us look at John's situation. John's classmates encouraged him to join the school debate club. At first, he was shy and unsure of himself, but because his classmates supported him, he decided to try. After joining, John improved his confidence, communication skills, and leadership abilities. This is an example of positive social influence. Instead of pressuring John to do something harmful, his classmates encouraged him to develop his potential. This shows us that the people around us can help us become better, especially when their influence is supportive and healthy. Social perception is how we understand and interpret the behavior, emotions, and intentions of other people. We use social perception every day, even without noticing it. For example, when a classmate looks quiet, you might think that they are sad, tired, or worried. When someone speaks in a loud tone, you might think they are angry or frustrated. But sometimes our first interpretation may not always be correct. That is why we need to be careful. Before judging others, we should observe, listen, and understand the situation first. Social interaction is the process of communicating and engaging with others. This happens when we talk, listen, share ideas, work together, or respond to other people. In school, Social interaction happens during recitations, group activities, classroom discussions, and even simple conversations during break time. At home, it happens when we talk with family members. Online, it happens through chats, comments, and video calls. Good social interaction helps build trust, respect, and connection. It also helps us improve our communication and relationship skills. Cooperation happens when people work together toward a common goal. It is very important in school, family, and community life. For example, when a group works together on a project, each member contributes their skills and effort. In a family, cooperation happens when members help with household responsibilities. In a barangay activity, people cooperate to clean the surroundings or prepare for an event. Cooperation teaches us that success is not always achieved alone. Sometimes we achieve more when we work together. Accommodation means adjusting one's behavior, opinion, or action to maintain harmony and avoid unnecessary conflict. It does not mean giving up your values. It means learning how to compromise when needed. For example, two classmates may have different ideas for their group project. Instead of arguing, they listen to each other and agree on a solution that includes both ideas. Accommodation is important because not everyone will always agree with us. To maintain healthy relationships, we need patience, respect, and willingness to adjust. Competition happens when individuals or groups try to achieve the same goal. Competition is common in school, sports, contests, and even career situations. Healthy competition can motivate us to improve, study harder, practice more, and develop our skills. For example, joining a quiz bee or sports competition can help students build confidence and discipline. But competition should always be fair and respectful. Winning is good, but learning, improving, and respecting others are more important. Conflict happens when people or groups disagree because of different ideas, beliefs, interests, or values. Conflict is a normal part of social relationships. For example, group mates may disagree on how to divide tasks. Friends may misunderstand each other because of a message or social media post. Family members may argue because of different expectations. Conflict is not always bad. What matters is how we handle it. If managed properly, conflict can lead to better understanding and stronger relationships. Intergenerational relationships are relationships between people from different age groups. Examples include relationships between grandparents and grandchildren, parents and children, teachers and students, or older and younger siblings. These relationships are important because older generations can share wisdom, guidance, and life experiences. Younger generations can also share new ideas, energy, and fresh perspectives. In Filipino culture, respect for elders is important, but healthy intergenerational relationships also require listening, understanding, and open communication from both sides. Intergroup relationships refer to relationships among different groups of people. These groups may be based on school organizations, religion, culture, community, class sections, or shared interests. For example, different school clubs may work together for a school program. Barangay youth groups may cooperate for a community activity. Students from different strands may collaborate during school events. Intergroup relationships help promote unity, diversity, cooperation, and understanding. They teach us how to respect people even when they come from different backgrounds. Let us remember the key points of today's lesson. Social relationships influence our thoughts, feelings, decisions, and behavior. Social interaction helps us build connections with others. Cooperation helps people achieve shared goals. Accommodation helps maintain peace and harmony. Competition can motivate us when it is fair and respectful. Conflict is normal, but it should be managed properly. Most importantly, healthy social relationships support personal growth and help us become more socially responsible individuals. To summarize, social relationships are an important part of our lives. They help us understand ourselves and others. They also teach us how to communicate, cooperate, adjust, compete respectfully, and resolve conflicts. As a student, you are preparing not only for academics, but also for life outside the classroom. Learning how to handle relationships properly will help you at home, in school, in the community, and eventually in the workplace. Always remember, healthy social relationships create stronger individuals, stronger communities, and a better society.